This is what we looked like our sophomore year of high school.
And this is what we look like now. We're about to talk about everything in between. My name's Kalvin.
My name's Angelo.
We are the Vision Twins and we lost combined 300 pounds.
Now it's our life mission to show the entire world how to do the same thing.
In today's video, we are going to be talking the difference between our sophomore year of high school and now. There is a lot, Angelo, that we have to unpack here.
You know what's crazy? I weighed more than I do now at 15 years old. And I'm never going back to that weight again. It's crazy. I weighed 258 pounds as a sophomore.
Kalvin, sure? You were more than that?
No, I'm positive. Actually, I probably was more. I was probably around like 270 pounds.
As a sophomore.
Because going into freshman year, I weighed 258 pounds. How much did you weigh, you think, your freshman and sophomore year of high school?
Going into my freshman year, I was 243 pounds. And then by the time I was a junior, I was going into my sophomore year, I was about probably 265, 270. But then when we had to transfer schools to Ramona, when we had to transfer schools to go play football at another school, I know I had gotten all the way back up to 330.
I remember, so yeah, like he said, we transferred high schools in our sophomore year of high school going into our junior year. And so we finished off our junior year going to a different school. In this time period, I remember I left my
finished off our sophomore year going to a different school.
Yeah.
So from sophomore to junior year, we had transferred from Granite Hills High School in El Cajon to Ramona, which is like up north, probably like 20 minutes away from, maybe 30 minutes away from where we're from. But transfer schools from sophomore to junior year, right? And we had gained a significant amount of weight. Like we had mold in our house.
Finish what I was saying, yeah. And like I said, going in from that year, I weighed 280 pounds. And I remember when I transferred schools, I ended up getting up to 305 pounds before my junior year started. And I think the main reason why that happened is because, bro, we were going through it at that time. Like, we were majorly going through it. This is something that we haven't really announced to anybody before, but in our high school years, our mom was kind of going through a hard time, and especially just our family, we were struggling. We didn't have the money to really pay for our rent. Like, we didn't have a car that really functioned well. No real school clothes. My mom was drinking a lot. It was just a whole mess. Our house actually had mold in it. We just got to a really lazy point in our life. And this was like where I feel like our mom started kind of throwing in the towel and giving up, and as well as us, like we just didn't know any better.
We didn't know any better. This was the middle of our sophomore year when things started like really going crazy, and then we had to move in with our family, and that's where we mentioned we switched schools. In the middle of our sophomore year, we went to Ramona because we wanted to play football there, and we were living with our cousins at the time. It was just a cleaner space, and we just needed a nice place to live in. We got to go play football. We thought we got to go play football, but what I had did,
Kalvin fucked this shit up every time. He fucked it up. Go ahead.
So it was winter break, right? Winter break from our sophomore year going into the next semester of our sophomore year. Yeah. And this was like the biggest transition we had to make. Our mom was going through it with her boyfriend, and we had to leave. So we ended up moving to our cousin's house and sleeping there. We were sleeping there every single night. We just ended up kind of staying. And we ended up going back to school that winter semester with our cousins, with our family, and we planned on going to play football up there.
Because they went to a different school.
Yeah, but what I had did was I had texted my coach letting him know that we were living with our family. Our uncle's a football coach. We're going to be going to school up there with them, and we're going to be playing football up there with them. And what our coach had did, the next day we tried to get eligibility to play football at the next school or to do any type of sports, and we were deemed ineligible by CIF, which is the California Federation of Athletics. They had deemed us ineligible for that semester because our coach that I had texted, he went to CIF, went to the organization and told him that we were recruited. So,
but you did mention that we were going over there for a better opportunity
for football.
You didn't mention anything about us like going because we had a bad situation at home. If he probably admitted that we were going through a bad situation at home, it would have been fine. But like we were really going through it. And so Kalvin like covered it up by saying
in with football, yeah.
He brought in like the fact that we're going to play football, it's a better opportunity. We thought he was doing the right thing by like being an innocent teenager and not really announcing that he's going through a tough time with his family. Yeah. And they ended up deeming us ineligible for recruitment and all this shit.
They thought it was about more than football.
We really were going over there though. They thought we couldn't live at home.
We couldn't live at home. They thought it was just about football, our old coach. And the only way that we could play, we had to go through court. We had to go to court for it, and we actually we had to appeal it. And we lost the appeal, so the only way that we could play football for the next season is if we went back to that coach and played for that coach our junior year. So obviously that could have led
That's why I got beef with my old school. Granite Hills.
Yeah, man, because
That's all them racist white people that was there.
That's fucked up, man, that you really did that to some young, promising kids. And we still promising now, but the fact that you did that to some 15-year-olds, that's pretty fucked.
I can't even imagine, like, why, as an old man, as a grown man, why does it matter what a high school kid's doing? Like, how personal do you have to take that shit? As like a man, like, oh, he doesn't want to be coached by me anymore. And then you go and then like say that he transfers schools. Like, bro, be chill, first of all. But that's a different story.
It's really the fact, you know what's even crazier to me is that CIF, even after doing like an investigation on what we were going through, they still deemed us ineligible. That was the crazier part then.
But anyways, back to like how this main story really revolves all together is that going through these situations, we started gaining an incredible amount of weight. Like, I'm talking, we gained like close to 10 pounds in like, or no, I gained 35 pounds, I think, in less than 2 months.
Yeah, for sure.
In less than 2 months, I gained 35 pounds. And every time I ever gained weight in my life, I think it was because we were going through a stressful situation and we would always eat our emotions away. That is the main reason why we gained weight. Because our dad went to prison as a young age, so that was like for us to fill in this void in our life. We got to eat up all this food. We were depressed, and we were talking about this earlier. If you are depressed, don't let your depression make you gain weight, okay? You have the choice to put in that food in your mouth, but you have to also find a healthy way to deal with that depression, deal with that anxiety, besides stuffing yourself with food so you don't feel anything anymore. A lot of people have different ways of how they cope. Most people do alcohol, some do drugs, some people eat food. We were heavy eaters. We ate a lot of food. That's how we got rid of our emotions. That's how we felt like we were okay and that everything was going to be fine because our stomach was full and we didn't have to necessarily feel like we were missing out on anything in life. That, I think, is the main reason why we have to talk about is that if you're in that position right now where you're consistently eating just to hide those emotions, to not feel anything, you're really doing more damage to yourself because eventually you're going to be overweight and you're going to be depressed and you're going to hate yourself. So find a way to cope with these things in a healthy way. And what we recommend is exercise. It's something that's completely free that you don't need to pay for and you can actually change your life. Going for walks, going for runs, doing jumping jacks, burpees, doing our damn free workouts. They're posted for free. So there's no reason why you should be not losing weight if you're in a stressful situation unless the fact that you don't want to do it. And people will claim it, oh, I don't have the motivation to do it. Nobody's ever gonna have motivation to lose weight. It's hard, it's not easy, it's not fun to do. Doing your homework isn't something you're motivated to do. You know in order to get a good grade, you gotta do your homework. You know in order to lose weight, you gotta exercise, you gotta eat healthy. There's no way getting around it. No motivation's gonna get you going. No, I want this, it's gonna get me going. You have to see yourself as to what you wanna be and actively work towards it every day. And you're bullshitting yourself if you think that you're trying your best, but you know you're not really trying your best. You say, I think about it all day. Why aren't I losing weight? That's not how losing weight works. You gotta do something. You gotta physically get up and get after it. Most people think about losing weight all day. Some people say, I wanna eat healthy. I think about eating healthy all the time, but you go through what they ate in the day, they sit back in their bed at night and they're like, oh man, I ate a bag of chips. Oh shit, I had 2 ice cream sandwiches. Oh shit, I had a foot long? Damn, and I had like 6 eggs with bacon and for breakfast? And I had pancakes? And I had chips? And I had cookies? And I had a soda? You didn't eat healthy. You thought about it all day, but your actions said something different.
And you know, we used to eat a lot of school food. You know, when we're talking about that in-between phase, we ate a lot of school food growing up. And you know that the school foods are not the healthiest foods out there. The school foods have a lot of sodium, they have a lot of fats in there, a lot of saturated fats, and you don't necessarily know what's going in that school food. So one alternative that you can make when you're trying to lose weight and you're in school is if you're going to school and you're trying to lose weight, pack a lunch. Okay, pack a lunch for yourself. Another thing that you can do is set a time for yourself to eat. There's this thing called intermittent fasting, right? Where you fast during a certain amount of time. Say you go to school, you can eat anytime after school. You can eat anytime before school and eat anytime after school. But the main factor should be, I'm not eating during school. That's a good 7 to 8 hour period where you're not eating. That is a great fast right there. If you're just getting into fasting and you're just learning how to fast during your work or school hours. I'm sure you'll see a difference.
Mm-hmm. And most of the time too, you're actually not even hungry. This whole idea that you have to boost your metabolism, eat 4 to 5 times a day, that's not really consistent for people that are overweight or obese. You need to learn how to deal without eating food in the first place. So if you're in that position where you're trying to lose weight and you don't know what to do, we recommend intermittent fasting, getting that body moving, and drinking tons of water, and also joining the Vision Twins free workouts.
That's right. So guys, make those healthy alternatives, cook those lunches for yourself, start doing those fasts, and you will see tons of results, guys. Just know that we're always here for you, and the workout is tonight.
Don't wait, lose weight. We out, baby.